watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 27th of August. India sends relief as Nepal floods leave more than 270 dead. Pakistan vows accountability after 14 infants killed in hospital fire. And Bangladesh considers joining Mecca Defence Pact. And now for all the details. India has stepped up humanitarian assistance to flood-hit Nepal, sending a second consignment of relief supplies as rescue operations continue following devastating flash floods in the Himalayan region. We have a report.
Flash floods and landslides have ripped through northern Nepal, leaving more than 330 people dead, over 900 people missing, and devastating homes, roads, bridges, and infrastructure. The scale of destruction is enormous. Homes have been wrecked. Vehicles remain trapped in the mud, and crucial transport links have been disrupted, making it difficult to move people and essential supplies. Search and rescue teams, heavy equipment, and rescue dogs are being deployed as authorities race against time.
में जो बाढ़ आया हुआ है वहाँ पे मेरा बेटा फंसा हुआ है। ये चालक है, वो वहाँ पे भंसार से 3 किलोमीटर हो रहा आने के खबर मिल रहा था। वो 8:30 बजे तक तो बात हुआ था, उसके बाद बात नहीं हुआ। उसके बाद अभी तक उसका कोई खबर नहीं आया है, कहाँ कैसे कोई पता नहीं चल रहा है।
As rescue teams race to reach stranded people, India has stepped up its humanitarian response. The second Indian relief consignment has now been dispatched, carrying 37.5 tons of humanitarian assistance, medicines, and food packets. India says it remains in close contact with Nepalese authorities and will continue supporting the ongoing relief operations. The assistance comes after India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke with Nepalese Prime Minister Bailendra Shah and assured him of India's support.
Right now our focus is as to how we can extend a helping hand to our Indian nationals who are stranded there, and at the same time offer humanitarian support to the government of Nepal.
The disaster has also affected the region around the Nepal-China border, with major rescue operations underway on the Chinese side. In Tibet, Chinese authorities have reported 3 deaths and hundreds missing following a massive mudslide. With more rain forecast in northern Nepal, authorities warn that rescue operations could become even more difficult.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday called for wider participation across Olympic sports as India works towards building a stronger talent pool and advancing its long-term sporting ambitions, including a potential bid to host the 2036 Olympic Games. Addressing athletes during the virtual Khelo India dialogue, Modi said India is developing a modern 21st century sports ecosystem spanning sports, universities, training centers, and talent identification programs. He reiterated the need for a nationwide talent hunt to identify sporting prospects between the age of 5 and 15. The campaign, to be conducted across villages, cities, and schools, was first announced by Modi during his Independence Day address. The Prime Minister stressed that India must expand beyond a limited number of sporting disciplines to improve its Olympic medal tally. He also highlighted the progress made through the Target Olympic Podium scheme, which supports India's elite athletes. India is also set to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games in Ahmedabad as it continues to strengthen its sporting infrastructure and build a deeper and more diverse pipeline of athletes.
साथियों, हमारी सरकार भारत में 21वीं सदी का आधुनिक स्पोर्ट्स इकोसिस्टम बनाने के लिए पूरी तरह प्रतिबद्ध है। आज स्पोर्ट्स यूनिवर्सिटी से लेकर आधुनिक ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स तक देश में एक ऐसी व्यवस्था बनाई जा रही है जिसमें प्रतिभा को पहचानने से लेकर उसे दुनिया के मंच तक पहुंचाने तक हर स्तर पर सहयोग मिले। हम दुनिया के दूसरे देशों के साथ भी स्पोर्ट्स साइंस, ट्रेनिंग, कोचिंग और अनुभव साझा करने के लिए सहयोग बढ़ा रहे हैं।
Pakistan's Health Minister Mustafa Kamal on Wednesday promised accountability and a thorough investigation after a fire at a state-run hospital in Islamabad killed at least 14 infants. The blaze broke out early Wednesday on the third floor of the Mother and Child Health Ward at the Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences, or PIMS, one of Islamabad's main public healthcare institutions. Kamal rejected allegations that doctors and medical staff were absent when the fire started and said anyone found responsible for negligence would be held accountable. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif ordered an investigation into the tragedy and suspended the health secretary, his office said. The incident is among the deadliest hospital fires reported in Pakistan in recent years. The country's public healthcare system is heavily subsidized but faces persistent challenges, including limited resources, overcrowding, and concerns over management. Authorities are investigating the cause of the fire and examining whether proper safety measures and emergency procedures were followed. PIMS is centrally located in Islamabad and serves as a major public hospital in the capital. The facility also briefly treated former Prime Minister Imran Khan for a medical examination last week.
स्टडी हो रही है, इसको इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं, जो भी एक्सपर्ट हैं वो भी इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं, कई जो है वो इदारे इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं, हम अपनी भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं, प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने भी इसके ऑर्डर्स कर दिए हैं, तो कोई भी चीज़ छुपेगी नहीं, जो चीज़ होगी वो अनर्थ होगी सारी, ये एविडेंसेस सारे बाहर आएंगे, ये टाइमिंग जो है वो सारी एपरेंटली लगता है कि चूँकि हर बच्चा जो उसमें से 15 में से 14 को ऑक्सीजन पे थे वो सारे, उनको ट्यूब्स लगी हुई थी, उनको ऑक्सीजन लगी हुई थी और वो ऑक्सीजन ने फ्लेम पकड़ा है और सारी लाइनों में जो है वो आग वो नजर आ रही है.
Moving on. The Baloch Khajeti committee has raised alarm over alleged disappearances and forced evictions in Balochistan. It has urged the UN and international bodies to investigate the allegations. We have a report.
The Baloch Yakjeti Committee, a prominent Baloch rights group, has accused Pakistani security forces of enforced disappearances, arbitrary detentions and forced evictions in Shadikor, Balochistan, affecting thousands of residents. The BYC alleged that on May 5, the Pakistani Army and military intelligence detained several residents, with around 40 people reportedly forcibly disappeared, and taken to a military camp near Shadikor Dam. While some were later released, several others allegedly remain missing. The group also claimed that movement restrictions and road blockades disrupted access to food and essential supplies. BYC further alleged that residents were ordered to vacate the area on July 9th and 10th, with threats of homes being demolished. Nearly 5,000 people were reportedly displaced from their homes, farmland and livelihoods, with families sheltering in Pasni, Ormara, Turbet and surrounding areas. The organization has urged international human rights bodies and the United Nations to investigate the allegations and press for an end to enforced disappearances and forced evictions in Balochistan. The region of Balochistan remains afflicted by a concerning trend of enforced disappearances, where some victims are eventually released, while others face extended detention or fall victim to targeted killings. These violations of fundamental rights have heightened insecurity and distrust among the local population.
And U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth honored Marines who served at Abbey Gate at Hamid Karzai International Airport in Kabul during the August 26, 2021 suicide bombing in a ceremony at the Pentagon on Wednesday. The bombing killed 13 U.S. service members and roughly 170 Afghan civilians during the U.S. military evacuation from Afghanistan. Hegseth presented Marines with the Bronze Star Medal. When the Taliban returned to power in 2021 amid the withdrawal of the US and its allies, they promised to govern more liberally than they had in the late 1990s and early 2000s, a period marked by public executions, the sheltering of Osama bin Laden, and the destruction of the Bamiyan Buddhas. But those assurances quickly faltered, human rights groups say. The Taliban have imposed sweeping restrictions on women and girls since 2021, barring 2.5 million of them from secondary school and universities, according to UNESCO, and limiting their freedom of movement.
On that chaotic day, you men were bold as lions. When the wicked sought to sow terror, these men stood as lions at that gate, bold in their purpose, fierce in their resolve, and unbreakable in their courage. Yet, for half a decade, this building allowed bureaucratic caution, or maybe politics, to stand in the way of proper recognition. Today, on this milestone anniversary, we declare that those days are over. True national readiness and our core strategic mission to achieve peace through strength do not begin simply with weapon systems or budgets. It starts with the sacred trust between the War Department and the warriors we send into harm's way.
And Bangladesh is considering joining the Mecca Defense Pact involving Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan. Bangladesh's junior foreign minister Humayun Kabir said the country could consider participating in a security arrangement among Islamic nations. He also said Bangladesh's leadership, particularly Prime Minister of Bangladesh Tariq Rahman, has been invited to participate. Kabir said Dhaka is viewing the proposal positively, but any move to join the alliance could have major implications for Bangladesh's relations with India and other global powers. Ties between Dhaka and New Delhi have already come under strain. Bangladesh is seeking the extradition of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who has been living in India since she was ousted following protests in August 2024. Against that backdrop, Bangladesh joining a security pact that includes Pakistan could further complicate relations with New Delhi. India has said it is closely following developments surrounding the Mecca Pact. The agreement, signed in the Saudi's holy city of Mecca, follows the principle of collective defense, meaning an armed attack on one member would be treated as an attack on all. And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Till then, good night.